Hello everybody, Reggie Time here again with another Party Poker 10NL session. It's a Friday lunchtime and I've just been on Sky. Wasn't much going on, a couple of regulars around, not many fish, so I'm in the mood to play some poker, so we're going to play some more 10NL. The premise of my doing this is pretty much just to keep my game in shape and just give myself something to do when Sky isn't performing without putting tons of pressure on the burnout side of things. It's good practice to play in tougher games from time to time just to keep your game in shape, and anything I make from making these videos I am going to donate to charity at some point later in the year. Assuming that I make anything, I just made a small deposit of $50. We won $6 in our first session. Pretty much any time I play I'm going to record it, so hopefully there won't be like any jumps from saying, oh, $56 today, we had a bad session yesterday, I lost $8 and what have you. Hopefully we're going to record pretty much every hand that we play, and yeah, hopefully by the end of the year we can make a few dollars and give it to the organisations that I like to donate to at Christmas. So that's the plan. We might end up going broke and end up like doing a series somewhere else, but anything I make from 10NL play this year on video is going to be donated. So yeah, without further ado, let's crack on. No sounds today. Hopefully my sound won't break either like it did towards the end of the last video. I'll try not to twat my microphone this time, which I think caused a problem last time, but I'll be keeping my eye on it. Oh, I meant to, just one moment, I meant to change my sizings, and I watched back some of yesterday's video and realised that the 4.2 was pretty useless and the 2.1 was pretty useless, so we'll just change that, then we'll come back. So we changed the buttons now, explain when we come. 2.4 is my steal, 3.5 is my small blind steal, 4.8 is my isolation, so that's why we've changed the buttons there for the time being. I tend to mess around with them throughout the year, just making subtle alterations that don't make a huge amount of difference, but if someone is watching the videos and thinking they've got some kind of read on what my open sizes mean, then over the course of the days and weeks they will subtly alter, which will, if nothing else, it'll not say it'll create confusion because it won't, but hopefully it'll keep people just a tiny bit off balance. Reasonable flop here with the top pair and the second nut flush draw. Get raised. There's nothing to do other than go all in here against this stack size. We're probably behind, but we've got a ton of equity. We are behind, significantly behind. We do not get there. This was likely to be a fish here without a club. We're just going to bet pretty big. Again, we're not going to be folding if he does anything fruity. He doesn't though. I'm going to try and play this 9-7 in position against somebody who is looking like they could potentially be a fish. Hope not to get squeezed, because that would be just, oh, I didn't realise the big blind only had $1. I would not have done that had I realised the big blind only had $1, but never mind. Nothing much we can do here other than hit the fold button. Might be in big blinds here and in dollar amounts here. That doesn't make any sense. Who cares? I suppose it matters very much. Yeah, makes no sense whatsoever. But We can handle it. We can cope with these situations. Just had some rather aggressive reversing there, which is normally my wife's MO for getting the car on the drive. I'm not expecting her home. She's supposed to be going for a haircut, so hopefully it's not her. Stab with the ace queen here. Only barrel on turns that improve us if we get called. Turn does not improve us. I mean, he doesn't have to have a king, I guess, but when he does check call on such a dryish board, I mean, there's an open end and some good shots out there, but I think we can just take the pragmatic approach and not blow the pot. It's tempting to bluff here, but does he fold a 9 now? Seems super unlikely. He certainly wasn't going to fold king queen, so be quite happy with that. Giving up with the queen jack against the guy who's limp called and then check called this flop. I want to get this on 2 streets really, so we bet like 12 here, puts him down to 37, it's going to put 40 something in the pot, so I think 12 blinds seems about right. Doesn't matter, all our calculations were in vain. King 7 suited. Someone 3 bets, takes any options away except fold. My hoy, here Mr. Green, there you go. I mean, we could check call here, but we're not that likely to get to showdown. Our hand's pretty weak. Even if you have the best hand, it's It's not particularly robust. Lots of players here that don't have full stacks, which is nice. We'll try and call out the small blind here, hope not to get squeezed by Ian. Hello. And we do flop a set, which is not unpleasant. Tempted to lead out there. Can't always guarantee fish you're going to see bet, but he has, which is nice. We're 88, so we bet like 170 here, something like that. Jam river. Diamond's not ideal, but at this point we're just in jam territory. Maybe he has diamonds, then book our lives. Other than that cost us against top pair, I don't think fish could fold top pair there, even though the flush gets there. Maybe he did, who knows. Three big blinds. In such like a high rake environment, making those kind of marginal defends, they're close. Against a fish, it's definitely a call. But I don't know that guy's a fish. So I'm just going to make some tight folds versus unknowns at 3x, I think. Be the way forward. Eight, 7 suited. We have potential fish here, but we're out of position to him. We'd open it from the cut-off, but we can fold it from middle position, I think. 5x from under the gun. We have an ace and a king. I'm going to fold it if he goes all in, I think. Calls do not improve. Do hit the turn. I'm going to hope not to get jammed on here, because that would be pretty grim. We'd have to call, but we'd probably be way behind. Interesting size in there from Bastion. I think this gentleman can earn the green tag with his 9.5x open from the small blind. Yeah, I think what the deuces go for 43 bigs. And now both stacks have somehow decided to convert themselves to big blinds. No fucking clue what's happening. Doesn't really matter. Weird. Weird, but fine. Not sure why my brand new computer decides to not like Party Poker much. At 89% CPU usage, and all we have open is Camtasia and Party Poker. But no one can explain why my CPU usage is so. I mean, it seems to be. I don't know. Let's just set out the session for me and show you guys if anyone can give me some advice. Because this is like literally a brand new computer. It's not even a week old yet. I'll show you what's happening with the stuff in a moment. If any of you guys can give me some advice on how to make it better, it'd be nice. I mean, I don't think there's going to be too much I can do about it, to be honest. Yeah, so we have this. We have like Camtasia's using 13%. Desktop Windows, what the fuck's that? And a moment ago, like Party Gaming, this was up at like 17% earlier. Party Gaming, now it's down at 4%. I'm just not sure why these things are so high. So if anyone can give me any advice on how to stop my computer sulking when I just have two applications open, only give me good advice. So if you don't really know what you're talking about, I'd rather you didn't say anything. But if you do know what you're talking about, then if there's anything I can do to stop this fan coming on as soon as I have these two applications open, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to hear from you. And who knows how bad it'd be if I ever had Holder Manager open with it. That'd just be crazy shit. I was going to play this Ace Queen, but versus a 4x and then a 12 big blind 3-bet. Under the gun and middle position, Ace Queen kind of just turns to dust. I'm going to go for a light 3-bet here with the King 9 suited on the button. Flop a pair. Don't really have a 3-street hand. Check back. Hoping Ace doesn't come. And we need to make sure we don't give any free equity to spades. The opponent quickly check folds, which likely means he had absolutely nothing. Interesting flop on table 1 there with our pair flush draw, turns trips. I think very likely just to get folds here, but we need to bet anyway. Excuse me. Ace 9 suited, but we do have a green tag player in the big blind, so we will make a looser than usual open. I'm going to play the Ace Jack here. We need to play it for a 3-bet. We don't want to be flying opens with Ace Jack really. Certainly not of the offsuit variety. It's doing my head in how fucking not smooth this is. I mean, it was an old relic of a computer, fair dues, but just to give you some idea, I mean, it's not like the world's greatest computer. It's a Lenovo IdeaPad 330 or something. It only cost like 430 quid, I think it was. I've been a Dell man for years. A friend of mine recommended this computer. I might have to kick his fucking head in when I see him next, because if I could go back and have a Dell, I probably would just have one. Well, I wouldn't kick his head in because I'm not a fighter, but I'd certainly give him a fucking verbal assault next time I see him. It's fine, we're on Sky and everything like that, it's fine, but it does not seem to appreciate the party poker software. Maybe party poker software is just like a pretty heavy piece of software. Can't remember how it was on my old computers, but I don't remember it being this jerky. It's not even like a fully computer with porn or anything like that. I literally haven't accessed any sites whatsoever with this computer that might perhaps put nasties on, or at least I don't think I have. My old computer is going to be saved for like streaming sports and things that are maybe a bit naughty. So this computer is going to be kept pure, but it's pure right now, and it's not doing what it's fucking supposed to be doing. But I'm stuck with it for at least a year, because I try to have a policy of not buying more than one laptop a year, even though I did buy 2 in 2018. 9 please, dealer. No. The 9 was not forthcoming. Possibly could have squeezed a 9 really with the green tag player. We do have a note on him too, do we? No, we don't. He just says we do, but we don't. Do we want to let the fish come in on the button? I'll give him a chance to come in. Or do we want a 3-bet? I think we just want a 3-bet, don't we? We just want to be 3-betting here. We want to be tagging the not full stack guy who's limped the button too. And we flop top pair on an absurdly dry board. Table 1. Pretty good turn 2. I think this player's going to have like a 10-9 type hand a lot here. Don't think we can get much value from it. We're going to check our 7-8 and decide what to do if he bets. So with the 4 big blind open, we have 2 10s against somebody I don't know anything about. I'll start with a 3-bet. Four blind opens typically scare me. When he doesn't 4-bet me, I'm going to assume that my hand's quite good. And at this point, if he raises, not be happy, but just have to go with it. I mean, if he's trapped as pre-flop with like aces or kings or something, then more power to him, I guess. Ace jack of spades, oh, and he gets there as well. Motherfucker. What is going on? That is disappointing. I mean, nothing we can do, of course. I mean, I'm really happy with how we played the hand. I'm not convinced our opponent is a skilled regular if he's doing that type of thing, but maybe he is. Not sure why I didn't see bet there. Probably still mentally mourning about the ace jack versus 10-10 situation. Let me just give up at this point. Not see betting that flop, then starting to bet the turn. It just doesn't look remotely credible, does it? It would have worked against that exact hand, but never mind. There's some draws I'm going to want to jam with here. I'm not too asked about balance against fish, but you know, theoretically there are some draws I'd want to jam with here, so we should definitely jam our two pairs. And we river a full house and send Degnan to the rail with his ace king. Report to the rail, Degnan. Report to the rail. The last bet on this hand, unless we hit jack or something. Two streets with top pair medium kicker is enough for me. If we had king ace or king queen, I'd probably be very inclined to bet again. King jack's just on the borderline for me there. Against an unknown. Against a fish, trivial bet. Against a regular, I think it's an easy check back. But I don't know what he is, so we'll take the, well, let's be frank, easier option. Don't think anyone's folding a pocket pair on this flop, so we're not going to try and make them. We do have showdown value, not much, but some. And some people will be just like defending hands out of position they possibly shouldn't be defending. But I guess if I'm going to let them realise all of their equity when I've got ace king, maybe they should be. I do believe we have showdown value here, and I certainly don't think we're going to get too many better hands to fold by betting. So 9-7 suited. Now, had we known he was defending that kind of nonsense, then it makes for a pretty easy c bet, I guess. I mean, to me, that's a bad open. It's a really bad defend, and then I've just not punished him for his bad play. My bad. I'm not using HUD stats just yet because we just don't have a big enough sample size. But obviously, this is the guy who doesn't do much folding to 3-bet. So we had like a HUD up there, and we had like several hundred or maybe 1,000 or so hands on him, and we saw he had a low fold to 3-bet. Then we can certainly start c-betting much more liberally against people like that. Given we don't know how wide he was opening, we don't know how wide he's defending, then I took the more cautious option and it didn't work out. Not the first time this Houdini's 3-betters. Jacks is just way too strong to fold here, but given how deep we are, it's going to be quite spewy to get it in. So we're going to call. Then we're going to check raise this board. And if he does the overpair, then fine, he has the overpair. I guess we have to go to the felt. If he does just have like 2 random overs there, well not random, but 2 overs there or something like that, it's nice to get him to fold those types of hands that have like reasonable equity against us. And also people be out there saying, oh, when you raise there, he's never really calling with worse and never folding bare. Well, that's not really the point. The point of that is that it's a reasonable chance he has like some equity with overcards, and if we just waited to just check raise like sets there and what have you, then we're just not going to be check raising anywhere near enough, I don't think. And especially in like a situation like that where people are going to be 3-betting quite wide, they've gone for the small c-bet. I mean, yeah, it makes you want to puke when they jam because you're pretty sure you're going to run into like kings, queens, aces, but who knows, maybe he has ace 10 and just decides not to fold it. Maybe he has king 10, jack 10 and just decides, fuck you, I'm going to hero. It's not completely unheard of. I think 4-5 is just too small to isolate against a 30 blind stack with. 38 blind stack, whatever it was. You had like 70 blinds, it's trivial. I mean, you kind of need to be making 2-pair plus with that type of hand to be able to like make it sink post flop. Or you need deeper stack depth so you can apply more pressure and generate some fold equity. Guys just don't fold too many pairs at that stack depth, like post flop. Whereas if they start the blind with 70 or 80, start the hand with 70 or 80 blinds, then sometimes they maybe might have a hand like pocket sixes that you can get them off by the river. Whereas if they have a hand like pocket sixes, it comes down 8 high or something like that, and they've only got 30 odd blinds, then they're way more likely to just say fuck it and go with the hand. Bellend PP, I like that name. Juvenile, but I like it. Do not like that turn card very much. I'm going to check call though. I'm certainly not in check fold mode yet. I like the river card. We now lose to like quads and pocket nines. I don't see we do anything but call here and expect to lose at a relatively high frequency. 9-10. That seems like a pretty ambitious river pot size bet there. I mean, fuck, maybe we miss value there. Maybe we miss value. Man, if we jam the river, he can't call, can he? But Zebo says people don't fold full houses. I mean, Zebo's long time out of date, but who knows? He's c-bet into a fish here. We have a good shot. Let's see if we would have got there. Oh, we were behind. I think that's fair to say. No, we were not getting there. Good fold, Reggie. Absolutely 100% not c-betting this board against a fish when we have like pretty much no outs. If we get called, or very few. Hopefully our 5's good. Our 5 was not good, and he was not folding that hand. Not a really inspiring flop for the ace-10 on table 1. Our opponent checks, so we're going to double barrel here. Don't think he's check folding ace-king, ace-queen for 1 bet, but he might well fold it for 2. Which is the primary reason for making the bet, and also to like just make him fold out his pocket deuces, pocket 4s, that type of thing. Why do people call pocket deuces pocket deuces? But pocket 4s don't have like a name that's fuck all to do with 2 or 3s or yeah. I could probably just Google it, but if anyone knows why a 2's called a deuce, then yeah, stick it in the chat box. I think I actually prefer this big blind option to the dollar amounts. I'm on board with it now. Now look at party gaming's up at 24% CPU usage right now. That can't be my computer, can it? That has to be to do with the app or the client or whatever you want to call it. That is not a set, but it is going to be a c-bet. Just try and fold out Jack 10, Queen Jack, Ace 9, all that type of stuff. Interesting if it raises here. Not sure I'm going to give it too much credit. I'm going to check back this turn and I just call on like brickish rivers, I think. That one seems relatively safe. And what does he have here? Obviously, you can have stuff like pocket 8s, pocket 9s, it just has us crushed. Nice. I like that. A little bit deeper here. And he's made a relatively small 3-bet. This is a problem though, you just hit these flops and all you can do is really check fold. I don't like set mining out. If it's 100 blinds deep there, I'd probably just fold it to the 8.7. We're just that tiny bit deeper. Yeah, you don't often catch me set mining out of position in 3-bet pots, but I think there was just enough reason to want to do it there. I was 3-bet folding the jacks there, by the way. If we'd come back over the top, kind of sometimes flipping, mostly losing. Which isn't a situation where I like to put my chips in play. I think we can definitely get lots of value on the 3-bet for sure. But when we 3-bet to 13 point whatever 2 and somebody 4-bets, then for me pocket jacks is in trouble. Do we actually have a note on this guy, or was he just saying that? I don't think we do have a note, do we? No, we don't. Just take a small stab and give up. We get the min raise. Bye bye, Queen. Wouldn't always open this, but we do have potential fish in the small blind, so we are going to open it this time. We get duly punished for it. Ace King is not going to be folded. King of Disco is going to have to do some dancing here, because his entry to the flop disco is going to be more than 8.7 blinds. I mean, we're going to 4-bet here. He's going to sometimes put pressure on us, and we're going to have the worst hand. But what can we do with the Ace King other than this? I mean, just folds, which is just fine by me. More than happy to take it down pre. Every time I get a chance to take it down pre with Ace King, and I do, it's a situation that I'm more than happy with. I'm not one of these that's like in a massive rush to get it in. If I have to, then obviously I will, but it's the top of my to-do list. I mean, what 3x and deuce x is this guy having? We're just going to triple here, I think. I'm just not sure this board connects very hard with a small blind flat in range. No, see, we do have 2 overs, backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, but in a multi-way pot on a board where we're not going to be able to apply too much pressure over one street to single pairs, willing to just give up. Cowboys. Come on, you kings. Not the type of board I want to go for a small c-bet on, really. Can we just check jam there? We're going to go for a check jam on this turn. We had given him a chance to check back and realise his equity with any like draws he has or what have you, but I like the check jam best of all. I mean, if he's got a set, we're going broke anyway. Shouldn't have too many 2 pairs on this board. Feels like we've got the best hand. He hasn't snap called. We did have the best hand. What a fucking call. That is Milo Kilo. What is going on there, sir? I mean, maybe you just put me on the draw. Reasonable assumption. It's when you're bluffing there and they still call with the ace king. That's when it gets fucking super tilting. Oh, our 8s are good now, aren't they? 8 high for the win. Nope. Ace high gets the job done. Excuse me. Bets this turn we have to call. Probably going to fold rivers if he bets twice. And check back here and just go for a street of value on the river. Oh, now he's bet, just call. Pick off the bluff. Dry flop here. There's not really any good cards for us to continue on if we get called. I think just the board texture is going to allow us to have a profitable c-bet there. Can't limp the button off that size and not get the green tag, I'm afraid. Pasmaleva of Denmark. You need to get the green tag for that sort of behaviour. And the microphone seems to hold up the entire video. I'm just about to try and navigate round it to get to my drink and vaping situation. No harm done there. The microphone was not twatted during that part of the exercise. Still hasn't been twatted. We're in good shape here. We're in good shape for not twatting the microphone, which is it's important. Oh, vape could do with a charge though. Let's get the vapor on charge. Should really sort all this shit out before I start, but never mind. Yeah, fully plugged into the national grid now. See, now party gaming is just at 5%. Why does party gaming fluctuate from 5% CPU usage all the way up to, like, now look at it, 26%? Why? I don't understand party gaming. Why can't you be stable? All I want's a little bit of stability. Asking for a lot. Should probably try and set mine against somebody who's tagged green. Get squeezed, then whoever squeezes is a wanker. Not sure that's a great call with the 10-6 suited, to be honest. Not sure it's making me any money. It might be, but it seems shit. Hmm. 200 blinds deep, 2 queens. I'm going to fold here if we get a 5-bet, of course. Not against Kenneth, though. If Kenneth piles it in, then we're calling, but we're going to fold against King of Disco. Actually, just going to go for a jam here. We've got like an SPR of less than 2. We're not folding to a check raise. He might just call it off here with like 2 9s, something like that. Put us on ace king. 2 9s, 2 8s. Once I get down to an SPR of less than 2, if I'm betting, all in is often the size that I'm going to choose. Straight flush draw. Did not make the straight flush, which is disappointing. Win anyway. Need to defend the king 9 versus Fish's min raise. Pick up the good shot, so we'll take a stab. I'm wrapping the video up in a few minutes. Enjoyed it again. These games are pretty nitty, but they're not super tough. There's not a ton of 3-betting in the games. It's when they're nitty and there's plenty of guys in there firing off 3-bets left and right. I get kind of bored with them. We can see flops. It's a much more pleasurable experience. Bet the 8s again here, just because we're not really going to like call rivers if we check back and what have you. We're not going to call a river. Make the bet now. Sometimes get some value from Jack Queen. For that, if he's got 2 random overs, he's floated with like King Queen or an Ace Jack or something like that. These are not the boards that I see, but out of position versus fish. I'm willing to just give up here. And if he's just got a slightly better hand that would have folded, I'd just deal with it. Like if he turned up with like, I don't know, like an Ace-9 or something here, then never mind. Limping buttons. You go green. You go green when you limp a button. So we're going to finish my vape off and finish the video off in a couple of minutes. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you're still here watching now, I'm guessing that you have. Pizza the King. Let's try and flop a set against Pizza the King. No set. It's a massive C-bet. Pocket 7s versus the button open somebody who's probably not a decent regular. We're going to hope that LA Banging lets us see a flop here, which he does. Pretty good flop for 2 7s. See you on the turn, sir. Just going to flat the jacks here this deep. Bit of a weak play, I guess, but I can deal with it. And check raise fold this river. No, we're not. No, we're not going to check raise fold the river because he doesn't allow us to. And there we go, there's the hour. So we're going to sit out next big blind at both tables. Please don't squeeze. I'm probably behind here, but we need to see one more card with a pair and a gut shot. Check fold the turn. And there we go. That's the end of the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Yeah, be back with one next week now, I think. Don't think we're making any videos over the weekend. In fact, I know I won't be. So take care, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you next week sometime. Bye-bye for now.